At what point did you realize she would never become your wife / he would never become your husband? 1. I found a text he sent to his friend saying he saw no future with me. We had been together for 4 years, and he had recently convinced me to leave my high-paying job to move to a small town for his career. 2. When I realized I was making excuses for his behavior instead of feeling proud to call him mine. 3. We got into a fight, and he punched a hole in the closet door. Then, he went to the store and took his anger out on the wrong person, who hit him over the head with a bottle, giving him a skull fracture. He was absolutely insufferable. He refused treatment from the ambulance, wouldn't let me take him to the ER, and refused help again when a second ambulance was called. After suffering a splitting headache for days, he finally let me take him to the ER, where they confirmed the skull fracture. When he was discharged, he needed 24/7 observation for 2 weeks. I had a job and a child, so I couldn't do it. I called his mom, who came to take care of him. By the time he returned, I had all his stuff packed up in his van, ready for him to move out. I didn't play around. 4. I was about to have a minor medical procedure, and my gut told me that listing him as my emergency contact wasn't the right choice. 5. She asked me to bring her home fries after work. I stopped by McDonald's and got her 2 large fries. When I arrived, she took the bag, pulled out the fries, and threw them in the trash right in front of me. Shocked, I asked what was wrong. She replied, I wanted frozen fries. Then she asked why I even came over. That moment made me reflect on the relationship. Thinking back, there had been so many similar incidents I had brushed off. I realized that no matter what I did, she would resent me and never be happy with me. 6. We were living together and barely scraping by. One of our favorite bands, Big Sugar, came to town. We talked about it but decided it wasn't in the budget. Friday night rolls around, and he's getting dressed to go out. I asked, where are you off to? He said, Big Sugar. What? We talked about this and decided we couldn't afford to go, I said. His response? Oh, we can't, but I can. 7. I cried about him doing nothing for my birthday or Valentine's Day. He ignored me and watched thirst traps on his phone while I sobbed next to him in bed. Or when I confronted him about constantly lying to me, and his only response was, well, there's no consequences. 8. I took her to a movie I had wanted to see for years. The only thing she said afterward was, we don't have a lot of things in common. 9. I have like 20 credit cards, and most are maxed out. It's fine though, I'll get my husband to eventually pay them off for me, or I can just file for bankruptcy and get new ones. When I tell you I ran. 10. We'd been together for half a year. I was ranting about pink taxes and other women-oriented social issues, especially since I'd written an essay on it recently. All he had to say was, since I'm not a woman, none of that affects me, so I don't care. It took me another 6 months to fully realize it, but that was the moment I stopped seeing a future with him. 11. I left town for 2 weeks on a trip through the wilderness. I missed her like crazy and couldn't wait to see her again. When I got back home, I called her, and the first thing she said was, oh wow, I didn't think about you at all. That hurt, but it was the wake-up call I needed to end that terrible relationship. 12. He mocked the fact that my father walked out on us when I was 8.